Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with my last book haul for the month of August. So let's just get into it because there is a ton of books. So a lot of these books were purchased at Book Outlet. They have books at such a good rate. And this is Oathbringer by Brandon Sanderson. It's the third book in the Stormlight Archive. It is a massive book and it's going to be a 10-book series. And it's supposed, like, it's an epic fantasy. And again, Reagan at Peru's Project is reading these right now and she's absolutely loving them and she's never steered me wrong. So instead of a, $35 book, I got it at Book Outlet for $17. So got that. This is this I got at Chapters. It's the third book in the series, the trilogy, so it's the And I Darken series. It's called Bright We Burn by Kirsten White. Again, epic fantasy. This is young adult though, and I waited till it went on sale, like 40% off at Chapters or 30% off, and I got it. So usually that's what I do. I scout the Chapters site and wait until the books are like 40% off, and then I get them. There's a few that, if they're 11%, I'll get them if I can't wait. But most of them I wait till they're a good price. This is Life or Death by Michael Robotham. And this is a thriller. I'm not really sure what it's about, but Lisa from Books and Smiles talked about it. And that's another one that's never steered me wrong. I liked all the books that she suggests, so I got that. This is a brand new release, just came out this month. It's by Sarah J. Maas, and I love Sarah J. Maas, and it's Catwoman, Soul Stealer. I have Wonder Woman, I have Batman, now I have Catwoman, and Superman is coming out, I think, in January or February, and I'll be getting that one too. So actually this month, my plan is to read Wonder Woman, then September, or October, and then when this comes out, then I'll read it. So love that. Now I've been getting some books from this author. I haven't read it yet, but I've heard some people talk about her, and she's a good contemporary, adult contemporary author. So this was at Book Outlet for super cheap. It's Ellen Hildebrand, Here's to Us. So again, it was only a couple dollars. Now this, I saw Reagan from Peru's Project talk about that again. It's called The Disappearances by Emily Bain Murphy. And I got the paperback because it was super cheap. I think I got it for like not even $10 or something like that. And it's the beginning of a series. So what I'll do is I'll just wait until they publish the second book in paperback, and then I'll get the whole series in paperback. And that has to do something with mirrors, I think. I remembered when she talked about it, and what I do is, if somebody talks about a book that interests me, I have a notebook that I put all the books in there, and then I keep looking for them and seeing when they go on sale, and then I get them. So I don't always remember the synopsis. This is Sight Witch from Susan Dennard. This is a novella in the Truth Witch, or the Witchland series. The first one being Truth Witch, the second one Wind Witch. This is a Blood Witch was supposed to come out, but it got pushed back, and instead they published this little novella, and it was on Book Outlet for super cheap. So I got it because I want to get the whole series. And then My Name is Memory from Anne Brashares. I just knew that she's the one that wrote The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. So when I saw that on Book Outlet for super cheap, I decided to get it. And this is Huntley Fitzpatrick, The Boy Most Likely To. I just read My Life Next Door and I really loved it. And then I went right ahead. I've said that before. If I love something by an author, I go ahead and buy their other books. This is a companion novel. It has two of the characters that were in the first book. Now this one, what I thought was true, I don't think it has anything to do with this world, but we will see. So when I saw that it was on Book Outlet, that's why I placed the order. And then I got a few other things that I wanted, because I wanted to jump right in and read that for sure. The next one is Frankie by Siobhan Ploza. All I know, it's a young adult, and it might have to... I really don't know what it's about. I just know it's a young adult, but I just like the cover, and I'll read it. It takes a lot for me not to like a book. Like, it has to be really... Like, even the ones that I gave 3-star, they're not... To me, they weren't bad. They just didn't captivate me. I know when a book captivates me, when I have a hard time, like my eyes are closing and I'm like, okay, just one more chapter. So this one, I like that. It's called, I think this is called a library binding, because there's no cover. Like, it's printed on the cover. This one is called Everyone We've Been by Sarah Everett. And it was blurred by Adam Silvera. Again, young adult, contemporary, I'm thinking. It was super cheap, Book Outlet. I like the cover. I've really been into contemporary lately, so, which usually I tend to read more like fantasy, but. So this is Frederick Bachman, A Man Called Ove, and I've heard so many people saying that they loved it. Reagan from Peru's Project, Sarah from Sarah's Nightstand. Oh, who else? So many people say it's about a grumpy old man. And I really liked a couple of stories that is very character-based. There's Young Jane Young I read that's character-based that I really liked. And A Storied Life of A.J. Fickery, which I really liked. And so I can't wait to read it. And this month, or September, I'm going to read Beartown. And as you can tell, I have already a bookmark in there, because I plan on reading this in September also. And then the next one is Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. And this is, I think she has like social anxiety or something. And again, it's character based, and they try to help somebody. So again, bookmark in there. I plan on reading it in September, I'm hoping. I think my September list is pretty big. The next one is My Plain Jane by Cynthia Han, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. The first one was My Lady Jane, and this one is My Plain Jane, and this is based on Jane Eyre. And I've already read it, and I loved it. I gave it 4 stars. It was so funny. I flew through it. It was... I mean, Charlotte Bronte is the writer of Jane Eyre, but she was actually a main character in this. And so her and Jane Eyre were like BFFs. It was so cute. And there's ghosts. So not related to the true story. But what it's making me do is, I've never read Jane Eyre. I've never seen, there's a movie, I guess, I think. So I have the book Jane Eyre, I want to read it now, and I want to read the movie. So that's what it's, this books like this is making me interested in the real story, I guess, or the beginning. Okay, or the story that it was based on. This one here, again, Reagan from Peru's Project, it's talked about it. And it was on, I got it on Amazon. It was on sale because the second one is coming out soon. So this is Nevermore, The Trials of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend. This is a middle grade, and I think it's about a girl who's young. I think she's like 10. And anything that happens that goes wrong is her fault. And then she's supposed to die before a certain age, like let's say 11. I'm not sure of the age, but then she gets taken away to this safe place. And I love middle grade stories, so I had to get it where it was on sale. This is, again, from Book Outlet, Girl Against the Universe by Paula Stokes. Don't know what this is about. I believe it's a contemporary. Like I said, I've been, maybe because it's summertime, I've been in a really contemporary mood. So when I went to Book Outlet and all these books were on for a good price, I had to get them. So this is The Trader's Kiss by Erin Beatty. The next book, it's a fantasy. The next book is coming out shortly. So where the first book was on Book Outlet, oh, it doesn't have a dot. It was on Book Outlet for a really good price. I decided to get it. The next one is An Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson. This has to do with Fae, and she paints Fae Prince or King, Fae Prince or King, and she paints emotions in his eyes, which is forbidden. So then he kind of goes and kidnaps her, and then something happens, and then they become sort of, they have to help each other out. This one, that's not how much I paid for it. This was actually from Book Outlet, and this is Kristen Hanna, The Great Alone. I've heard so many people rave about this book and all her books actually. So when I saw this on Book Outlet, I had to get it. It was super cheap. And all I know is this is about an adventure in Alaska. So I'm going to make sure to read The Nightingale first, and then I'll read that one. Next, I got this, I believe, is the 4th book in the Jacoby series. This one is called The Dire King by William Ritter. I know, I think it's based on Jack the Ripper, I think. And this is the 4th book, so I'm just waiting. I don't know how long there's going to be in this series, but this was on Book Outlet again, super cheap, so I got it. This is a contemporary, has to do with texting. They become each other's emergency contact. This is by Mary H.K. Choi, and this was on Book Outlet, so I got it. It was super cheap. Contemporary was my jam in the last few months. This one, I didn't pay that for it. I didn't pay $15. It was on Book Outlet again. The Chaos of Standing Still, Jessica Brody. Something to do, I think, with New Year's Eve. So I'll probably, and they're stuck in the airport. So I'll wait till probably December to read this. And the next is a series, and again, it's a series that Reagan from Peru's Project suggested. It's called the Unwind Dystology. So it came in a box, but I got rid of the box because it was super flimsy anyway. So I don't know in which order they go, and I think one of these is like a prequel or something, but there's Unwind, Unbound, Undivided, Unsold, and Unholy. And because they came in a box, well, 4 of them came in a box, and then the other one I got separately. And it was super cheap, so I got those. And that has to do, and that's by Neil Shusterman. I guess it says right on there, book 3, book 2. I love that. I wish all of them would do that. So this was the one that was separate. So these are the first 4 books, and then this was the separate one. Yeah, I wish all books did that. It would make it so much easier. This is about how parents are able to unwind their kids up to the age of 18. So we will see. But Reagan from Peru's Project says she really loves it. So where it was such a good deal, I decided to get them. The next one is To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo. This is a mermaid story. I love mermaid stories, and this is supposed to be dark. So I'll probably read that before the end of the year. This is one of the books that is on my to read before the end of the year. This one, again, contemporary from Book Outlet, still no dot, by Git-R-Done and Allison Raskin. I Hate Everyone But You. I imagine it has to do something with phones and texting, which the last few books that I did, and usually they read so fast, right? Because you're actually reading text. So that's going to be a quick read. So I'll maybe try to sneak that in before the end of the year, where it's going to be such a quick read. Now, the next one is The Queen's Rising by Rebecca Ross. It's a fantasy. Don't know too much about it, but I wanted to get it. I've heard some people talk about it. This is Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. This is a retelling of Rumpelstiltskin. So I had to get it. It was on sale, so I had to get it. And this next book, Books and Lala talked about it, and she gave it 5 stars. And she's another one, Kayla from Books and Lala. And this, I believe, also is a Canadian author. So, because she read it during the Canadian Scrapathon. And 13 Ways of Looking at a Fat Girl by Mona Awad. So, where she said that she liked it, I decided, it was on Book Outlet again, decided to give it a try. This is Jen Bennett, The Anatomical Shape of Our Heart. Words by Jen Bennett. This is contemporary again. So I decided to get it. I read something else by Jen Bennett. Was it Alex Approximately? I read something else and I really liked it. So when I saw that on Book Outlet from her, I decided to get it. Now, this is, I showed you that I got the book jumper by Mechthild Glaser. And this is, I don't know if it's a companion novel, but it's called The Forgotten Book, contemporary, I think, or maybe it's fantasy, middle grade, I think. Not really sure. Anything that has to do with books, I really love getting. So the last one is by Ellen Marie Wiseman, What She Left Behind. And the last time I hauled The Life She Was Given, and I've had so many people that said that I should read this one. So I went on Amazon and it was on for a really good price, so I decided to order it. And that's it. That is my last huge book haul. So I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.